Aries, welcome to the the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces for September 17th, 2024. Full moons close out cycles. However, because of the lunar eclipse, this is kind of giving you a peek or look into what the next 2.5 years holds for you. So it's a rather important full moon lunar eclipse. Now, the direction this reading is going in is number 7, consciousness, victim mentality. And I'm just going to take a few of the excerpts from the book to explain this, although it is pretty self-evident, I think. But this is about taking your power back. And again, the next 2.5 years, you could be busy doing this. The book is saying that you may have a victim consciousness about a situation that you're in or about your life in general. And although you can be feeling powerless and unable to direct your destiny, you're like the man in the card. You have the power to unite yourself. Untie yourself, stand up, take action, move on. There's something so disabling in victim mentality, it can create a paralysis of will and energy that keeps you absolutely stuck. So your attitude may come from the situation or from a power-hungry person trying to control your life. Your mindset may also be sourced in a story from your past where your power was stripped away. Either way, you must untie yourself from this negative pattern, open yourself to the strength of your spirit, and reclaim your right to direct your own life. Number 7 is the number of ethics, right? It is faith, and the faith in that which cannot be seen but nevertheless exists. And that may be something that you have to do to untie yourself from any kind of person who may be holding you down or yourself. Okay. So that's the direction the reading is going in, and maybe the direction of the next 2.5 years. I know within the next 2.5 years, so let's see, Pisces has Saturn for one more year, and then it goes into Aries. And so Saturn goes into Aries, and Saturn's the taskmaster. It's difficult, and I'm Pisces, so I've been going through this these past 2 years, one more year to go after this, and it's hasn't been easy, but there is some empowerment in it, and I think for you that will be this any kind of victim mentality that you allow or that you put upon yourself or allow somebody else to do that for you. The first set of cards is where you find yourself at the time of the full moon, or if you are actively, consciously closing out a cycle. The second set of cards is you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing. And the last set of cards is probable outcome. Some things we are able to change, and some things we have to go through. We're meant to go through. We chose to go through them, always for our growth. Though it may not always feel like it at the time. Hindsight is 20/20. Okay, let's have a look here. You have 3 major arcana cards, so there is a lot going on an internal level with you, Aries, at this time. And then you have a healthy dose of earth, passion, and emotion here. So let's look at your internal situation right now. There is this need to be moderate and patient with the Temperance card, to temper yourself, to not go to extremes. It's associated with Sagittarius, so sometimes anger can be an issue, whether that's at yourself or with other people. And one of the ways to moderate this is to it's Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is the creative fire and philosophical fire within, and they have so much energy. It's right, it's the Page of Wands, so it's that youthful, vibrant energy that if they don't expend it, if they don't do something creative or active to get rid of it, and that can even just be as much as going out on the open road, taking a drive, taking a road cruise, something like that, to help get rid of some of that energy, then it can turn to frustration and anger. And that is the Temperance card, right? Relax, be moderate, um, add some water to that fire. It is alchemy, and we are putting a polish on something. We are taking base material, base metals, and turning it into gold. That doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. Please drink plenty of water during the next 2.5 years. Good, clean, pure water. You may even want to buy a purifier, a water purifier. But this card also asks you to spiritualize what you do, to make it mean something, even on the most mundane level. So the example I always give is, you're not washing dishes, you're purifying plates, right? This is what you put the food that you've worked hard for and that you've cooked lovingly onto something that is clean and deserving of the hard work that you put into creating a nutritious meal that feeds the body and the mind and the soul. Do you know what I mean? It's giving emphasis to the sacredness of what it is that you're doing on any mundane level. It's your philosophy in life, right? And following through life with that detail. With the Emperor card there, this can be an important male in your life or an authority figure. This is associated with Aries, so that's more fire. There's a lot of fire. And that's why I think, to balance that out, bring in some water, but you will. These are creating good, strong foundations. And in order to do that, these cards, this set of cards is saying, do it with something that means more to you than just the mundane. It means something. And if your foundation was built on solid ground, it will continue. And if it isn't, then you have to rebuild and start over again. Now, this authority figure can be somebody who is trying to tie you down, because the emperor can either create laws and rules and regulations that is good for everyone involved, or they can rule with an iron fist. And if this is the oppressive situation, whether that's you yourself, right, and you need to temper yourself, or somebody else around you that needs to be tempered. It's a general reading, so everybody kind of has to decide in their own situation who and what that is in your life. Now, it can be work. I mean, it could be work that's oppressive. It could be work that you're tied to. This is a lot of work. It's the Eight of Pentacles. But it's usually work you like to do. It's usually, and you're good at it. The Eight of Pentacles is removing all distraction and just getting down to business. And really like hashing out and putting your main focus on your work. But it is craftsmanship as well, so you're good at your craft. It is a healthy body and a healthy wallet, but it takes a lot of time. And so it could be that you're chained to your work, because it can also be overtime, extra work, needed to make extra money to build strong financial foundations, or maybe you're working towards a new business or something like that. And you could feel very chained to it, with that victim mentality. Like, oh man, all I have to do is work. I can't find the joy in life at this time. It's just work, 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 work. But temperance, also adding a little bit of joy where you can, trying to be moderate in situations. Find that good balance. You are behaving like a page of pentacles, which is associated with Capricorn for me, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. So Capricorn is really about the empowerment of themselves and empowering others, possibly as a result, right? The onlookers that watch how hard a goat climbs for that little sweet bit of grass, on the edge of a cliff. It's pretty insane if you've never seen it. So they have the strength for it, and they're quite determined, and they're reliable, and they are responsible. And it's a real determination, and you see that with that Eight of Pentacles there. Remember, this is the next 2.5 years we're talking about. So you can see indications of it now, whatever you're busy with now, that you can see will go on for the next 2.5 years, or can be sort of a theme in your life. But this turns situations around with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is life is a gamble, so you can be taking a risk on something, and trying to empower yourself with it. The Capricorn card is somebody who has learned something new and they're ready to apply it. They want to show the world what they've learned. Check out what I can do now, right? I've worked really hard for it, and now I'm going to put it into practice. And this could change things, and though it may be a gamble, right? You're not sure where you're going to land with the Wheel of Fortune. Could be at the top of the wheel, could be at the bottom, but there's always something to learn from it, something to gain from it. But cycles, you can't get away from them. Well, maybe you can. The Six of Swords there, and that's moving on. Six of Swords brings balance to any unstable energy, but it is sort of kind of, especially on a mental level, calming down a little bit. We're calming down from this situation. We're moving on. We can look back and see, okay, this is what I did wrong. This is what I did right. It's a little bit of taking stock in what just happened, and again, how can I learn from it? It can be the actual energy of moving. Maybe you're in motion, right? But traveling, but it really is sort of that moving on from a situation, from a place, from a person who's been too difficult, moving on from victim mentality, which is really great. But it's taking our lessons with us, and to a calmer state of mind, to kind of take stock and understand what just happened, right? What just went on. Now the outcome is the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Again, the Nine of Wands is associated with Sagittarius, so there's a lot of fire here for you. But it can be a bit of biding your time energy. Now, we may be waiting for the summertime, because the Ace of Cups is my summer timing card, and the Nine of Wands is biding your time. But this is another indication of these are all your experiences that you've had, and you can stand behind them, right? Or in front of them, rather. They support you. It's kind of like, what can you trust? I can trust my experience because I've been there, I've done that, and I know what I received from it, and I understand the pitfalls and what I got from it and what I lost from it. You have it's called the walking wounded card, so you kind of have the bruises to show for it. You have the difficulty to show for it. And so there can be this kind of biding your time. I'm going to wait for the right action, the right time, the right moment to move into action, because I know what happened when I didn't, right? Because of our experiences. And the right timing may be summertime. So maybe summertime this year, summertime, summertime next year, summertime after that, you have 2.5 years, or maybe very significant things happen in the summer for you. But this is also, especially with the Walking Wounded card, it is releasing old emotional baggage. It's a release, right? We're letting go. So our cup can be full, full of experience. And in order to receive more inspiration, to receive love, to receive anything on an emotional level, we have to get rid of some of that old stuff. This is inspired energy. It's a new emotional beginning, and probably, especially with the Temperance card, on a higher level. There is purification here. I really do feel that. And water is a really big theme here. Here's water, here's water, here's water, here's water. So you have fire and water here, both. I mean, you have two pentacle cards, but it's so loaded with Sagittarius fire energy and all this water that it really is alchemy. It really is kind of balancing out the emotions and the ego and creating something really, in that balance, creating something really special and bringing balance back to our life, to this mentality of victimhood, to the ability to unchain yourself from that which is oppressive, and then you have something really good to offer. Really good to offer. It's like I've learned something new, right? I'm biding my time, waiting possibly the summertime, and then I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to show the world. And the interesting thing about this card is timing is of the essence. Timing is really important with the Knight of Pentacles. He knows when to plant. He knows when to reap. He knows when to water. You know, he knows the whole planting season. He knows the seasons and what to do in each one of them. And sometimes this can be procrastination, but remember, biding your time here is important. It's a good, solid offer, and it's going out. So for me, it feels like you at this time have something really solid to offer, something really good to offer. On an earth level, on a financial plane, you even have this sort of triangle of earth here. That's really nice. But it's because you've balanced something, and because of your patience and biding your time, not getting ahead of yourself, creating those good, strong foundations, not letting somebody oppress you, right? Maybe getting out of oppressive situations, or if nothing else, balancing them. Okay? So again, you're going to find and see hints with this full moon as to the direction of the next 2.5 years are going to go. What does Spirit want you to know? There's a prompting here. Call a friend today. So there's some information or somebody out there who maybe has some help for you, somebody who is supportive. Can be that authority figure too, right? It can be a father. It can be somebody that you think has that fatherly quality or that authority that can help you with a new business or with something that you're working on. But there's a call or somebody that you can count on that can help you through this situation. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I'll return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. I suggest you hold on to this reading or refer to it in the next 2.5 years. Mark it somehow or download it and refer to it. Refer back to it. Okay. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be well. Bye for now.